Right, Friday, November the 8th, 2024, and I'm back in Sudbury, Suffolk, about to undertake book 1, walk 8 again. I last did this walk in June 2023 in reverse from Bures to Sudbury, and I said at the time that I would come back and re-walk this walk from Sudbury to Bures via the alternative route, Middleton and then Henny Street. Kind of set myself a bit of a challenge today because I don't know what that distance is. The main walk could be as short as 7.5 miles or 10, which is what I did last time, but there's no distance given for the Henny Street version, so I'll have to record that myself. It's now around 12:30 and I'd like to be on the 4:30 train, and in any case sunset is at 4:15. So as I say, it's a bit of a pressurised return to these routine walks, but let's see how we go. The weather is a typical November day, dank, grey and pretty chilly at about 12 degrees, so there's no reason to hang around. I won't be doing, as I've done in the past or on the last version of this walk, the town section. This is the hometown of Thomas Gainsborough for those that are interested, but I'll be missing that just because of the unknown time issue, and doing the version that I did last time, which is slightly off the GPX track, just to get myself into the countryside quicker. So let's press on. So as I did last summer, I'm taking this old railway line which passes the leisure centre and a Waitrose, conveniently enough, since I wasn't able to pick up my sandwich earlier. And we follow this now to rejoin the GPX track in around half a mile's time, I do believe. It's incredibly quiet today, as you'd imagine. Still, no bird song, anything like that at the moment. Crossing over the Stour. There's Sudbury's church over there, which is on the GPX track when you do the town walk. And looking in the other direction, unfortunately the cattle are still out, which surprises me. Seems like the old October 31 deadline for them going indoors has changed, probably due to global warming, no doubt. On the NCN 13 here, South Suffolk cycle route. Very decent one it is, because you're off-road. Following both the Stour Valley path and the St Edmund Way at this point. A little bit of residential walking. Now walking through the grounds of Ballingdon Hall, per the map, no longer in situ, and now we come out into open country with these large barns that have been built. Commented on those last summer. Good to see lots of overgrown fields here. Previously cereals has been left, which is great to see because it encourages the birds and is partly, well, mainly responsible, I think, for the demise of our finches and field birds, because they're so quick to plough it back in, get the winter crop grown, that the birds don't get a chance. Should be a return to spring cropping, as I've said in the past. really would see an increase in bird numbers. It's promoted by the RSPB as well. Around 200 foot up here. Got a lofty high today of around 280 foot, if I remember correctly, and a low of 62. So some rolling hills. Not that they're giving us much of a view today though. Very dank. And it's interesting that nature agrees with me. Very little sound coming out the hedgerows. Occasional crow and the occasional robin. At least the footpaths are decent underfoot today. That's why I did persist in coming out, despite the dreariness. Got to make the most of these days while there's no water underfoot. So there we go. That's the route I would have come from had I been going to the church at Great Henny, which we can just see in the distance there, the spire of. But at this juncture, pretty decent vista, I'm taking a left, which is new terrain for us on this video. Coming off the Stour Valley path and taking this boat bridleway, which is now closed actually to vehicles or vehicular traffic, but not motorbikes, I notice. One of which I could just hear in the background somewhere. Routinely you'd take this right past Hope Cottage to stay on the GPX track. I'm continuing straight ahead to the church. So here we are, typical Essex church, this one. Name escapes me, but we'll get it in a second hopefully. This is my lunch spot today, it now being 1:15. So logistically it makes a good stopping point. Okay, it's All Saints, Middleton. Very small storm porch here, but an antique door. Well, unfortunately, although I'm in, no lights are coming on. That is unfortunate, but can't find any light switch. Amazing organ as usual. Lots of stained glass in this one. Well away from the reaches of the Reformation, I suppose. And looking back, for what it's worth, can't see much. Some local bigwigs buried in the church floor here. One seat at the back of the church in the corner. Perfect. Thought I might have to use that little storm porch for a while, but no need. So 1:45, lunch has been had. Very brief one today. And a parting shot of All Saints. Now I'm going to take a risk and go up that lane, driveway actually, past a small lake on my left. There's a footpath up there that I can take to rejoin the GPX track. There is said lake. This said public footpath. You're out onto a lane where you take the lane opposite. Actually goes to La Marche and Bures. So this lane to Bures is actually back on the GPX track now, going towards Henny Street. Quite a decent vista from this height, about 180 foot here, or it would be on a clearer day. It's actually getting colder and mistier now, I feel. And that's the first jet noise I've heard today. Probably Stansted, I'd have thought. Leaving Middleton, stay on this lane now for some distance. Nice chill day, and I've just heard my first field fare of the season. Can't see him at the minute, but that distinctive sound that they make, evident enough. A sunken lane into Henny Street. There's the recommended lunchtime stop, which would work well as well on the version of the route I'm doing, if it's open. Looks like the cars are outside it. That's the Henny Swan. Google that to check the opening times, etc. Clearly very popular when the sun shines, no doubt. They have an overflow car park here. Not in use currently, obviously. There are the winter opening hours. Not bad for a country pub, I presume. And they have a garden here opposite, next to the River Stour. So not a bad location, with its own pillbox as well. Not a bad location for a lunchtime stop, actually, on a more pleasant day, obviously. Site here as well. Stood on a footbridge here, which is just off the GPX track down the Stour. Plenty of pillboxes on the banks. Come off the B road and take this no through road. Where our target at Great Henny once again comes into view. In fact, it's never far out of view on this walk at all. Hey, where this sign Old Applecroft is, turning right, with the church ahead of you there, we take this short left, although it's not signposted. St Mary's Great Henny, where I had lunch last summer, on that seat over there, if I recall. Possibly the only one here. Went in there last summer, so I'm not going in again. Yeah, much different temperature then, back in June 2023. Parting shot of the church. Yeah, and that strange outbuilding. Entering another small woodland section. Smell of burning wood somewhere. So now we're back into the EMF field. Which is ironically called Loshes Nature Reserve. The X track follows these pylons for some distance, so I'm going to cut that corner out and do a right down this lane. Amazing, doing some road walking, yeah, as agreed by that J, and this is the wettest section so far. Do a left at this junction towards Lamarsh and Bures, taking a right here towards Hill Farmhouse on the map, looking down on Lamarsh or Lamarsh. About 3:30 now, passing Lamarsh Village Hall and past the Lamarsh Line again. Tea time stop for those doing the walk in the direction I'm doing it. One of those community pubs, opening times there. Style of the day over the rail line, looking towards Bures. Last section is alongside the Stour again, or the store. The old gulls in formation up there. Version here in Bures. Not sure what this is. Knocked the old brick wall down though. Back at Bures, 3 hours 2 minutes, 9.5 miles the variation I've done. Had I done the GPX track in full, I think we would have done probably at least the same distance as the main walk, i.e. around 10.5. So for future reference, I think the walks are equidistant or of equal length, let's put it that way. The version I've done though is very good for winter walking, because there are a number of quiet country lanes to be followed, and therefore when it's particularly muddy, as it is around the EMF field area, you can take the lanes as I did, albeit that they were slightly muddy in places, but not as bad as the fields, not the fields but the marshy area around the nature reserve, so to speak. So that was another good walk, and as you can see, there's the man, as I said, Gainsborough, associated with Sudbury. It's 16:09, so I've got about 20 minutes before the train and 6 minutes before sunset, so I'm pleased with that, bearing in mind that's my first kind of walk up against the clock really, and that's, I feel okay. So we're almost back to normal. Let's see what happens tomorrow morning though. So that's book 1 walk 8, Bures to Sudbury in reverse minus the town, completed. Till the next time.